stuff we like.
Generated in real time. You can also see that this is a very high fidelity 3D model. You can see the wrinkles on the Rick's shirt, you can see individual fingers, you can even see his facial expressions. It's really an unprecedented level of fidelity in living room 3D vision. It's this level of fidelity that enables these new natural interactive experiences. The other thing you'll notice is that Green's able to get much closer to the sensor than we were able to in previous technology. This means we work better in smaller living rooms, less furniture moving. We also have a much wider field of view, which means we can see more of the living room. You don't have to sit directly in front of the TV. You can see this entire seating area here. Now, in addition to the ability to see in three-dimensional, Kinect also has a very two-dimensional color camera. Bring that up here. You can see that Kinect has a 1080p high-definition color feed. You can see that entire living room. This means you can have a great Skype experience from anywhere in the room. And one of the challenges, though, with a color camera is it's very susceptible to changes in room lighting. Gamers often like to play games in a dimly lit room, and color cameras aren't great for that scenario. So we've introduced a new technology called Active IR. We'll bring that up here. This is Kinect's ability to see in the dark. This works with even no room lighting at all. And it actually goes one step further. It has the ability to remove ambient room lighting. It gives a very consistent image. So we can turn on both the color and the IR at the same time here. Green's got a flashlight. The flashlight is simulating variations in room lighting. Things like being backlit or side lit. And you can see in the IR we can remove all of that from the image. Again, giving us a very consistent image. Great for recognizing who's in the room just by looking at their face. So that's some of the vision capabilities of the new Kinect. On top of that, we've built a platform to really understand what's going on in the room. So first up is understanding human movement. We do that through what we call skeletal tracking. So this is Green in his skeletal form, tracking 25 joints simultaneously, the anatomically correct representation here. You can see how expressive Green can be, that we can see through his skeleton. You can see a lean in the spine, you can see a shrug of the shoulders. You can even see his individual thumbs and fingers. We can understand the orientation, rotation of his hands. You can see grabbing. All of that detail is visible through his skeleton. In addition to skeletal tracking, we can see his rotation of his body. So here we've brought up this visualization where you can see even rotation of the arms, rotation of the legs. You can see spin on the ball, spin on a swing. It wasn't visible in previous technologies. You can even see where Kareem is looking in the room, how his head is orientated, all being tracked in real time. Now we can combine all of this information about movement with a physics model and start to understand forces and muscles at play. We'll bring that up, and we can. First thing you'll notice here is the forces that are being applied to Kareem's body. As he's shifting his weight from one leg to the other, you can see where it turns red is where the force is being applied. If Kareem jumps in the air while he's mid-air, you'll see that he's all green, he's unloaded, he lands, and the force is redistributed through his body. As he takes a squat, you can see the leg, the muscles bulging, the torque, you can see the torque is being applied through the joints. We can also see force of movement, things like taking a punch at the screen. You can see those white circles show how much force is being applied. But if you put your back into it, you can get much more force being applied, but you see the transfer of weight, the momentum that's being applied to the punch. Now, any fitness trainer will tell you have to understand more than just movement. We have to understand the heart rate as well. So we'll turn on heart rate. Now, Kinect has the ability to see your heart rate through your face. We can see fluctuations of blood flow through your skin, not visible to the human eye, but visible to the sensor. We use both the color technology and that active IR to read your heart rate in real time. We also have what we call player info, an understanding of who's in the room and what mood they're in. We can see their expressions, we can see when they're happy, we can see when they're smiling, we can see when they're looking at the system versus when they're disengaged. This is great for scenarios like understanding who's giving a voice command to the system versus who's just having a conversation in the room, being able to tell those apart. In addition to knowing who's in the room, we also know which controller they're holding. So we can see here that Kareem is holding controller number 1. I'll go ahead and join him in the living room. And if he hands me the controller, you can see that it shows that I can see the holding finally, we have what we call our third thumbstick. Our controllers only have two thumbsticks, one for each thumb. But if you watch a gamer play with a controller today, they don't sit still. They're moving, they're ducking, they're flinching. We can see that movement and represent that as a third thumbstick to game itself. You see Scream's movements here on the screen being represented as a third thumbstick. So now controller-based games, primary input through the controller can be augmented and enhanced through Kinect's vision capabilities. So that's a quick walkthrough of the next generation sensor. We'll have some time if you want to come up and give it a try. You're welcome to come up on stage.